Rumors about Ducati riders giving up to help Bagnaia, responses from Marc Marquez and Davide Tardozzi. Watch until the end. During the post-race press conference, Pecco Bagnaia was faced with a question from a journalist that brought up memories of one of MotoGP's most iconic moments. The journalist asked if the result of the recent race reminded him of the thrilling 2015 Australian MotoGP race at Phillip Island, a race where Marc Marquez managed to secure a stunning victory by outpacing Jorge Lorenzo, Andrea Iannone, and the legendary Valentino Rossi. That race is often remembered as a turning point that intensified the fierce rivalry between Marquez and Rossi, one that is still talked about in the MotoGP world today. This year, the situation at Phillip Island added a new layer of intrigue as questions swirled about Marquez's intentions on the track. With speculation that Marquez could join the Ducati Lenovo team next season as Bagnaia's teammate, many were curious whether Marquez would start showing support for Bagnaia, who could potentially be his future partner. On the other hand, there was also speculation about whether Marquez, being a proud Spaniard, might favor Jorge Martin, who is also from Spain and is competing directly with Bagnaia for the world title. When asked directly whether he thought Marquez was trying to help him secure the championship, Bagnaia couldn't contain his laughter. He turned to Marquez, who was sitting right next to him, and teasingly asked, "Are you going to help me?" Marquez, ever quick-witted, responded with a laugh and said, "Today, yes, isn't that right? I've already taken 5 points from Martin." The exchange brought a moment of levity to the press conference, with both riders sharing a friendly laugh, suggesting that there was no serious collaboration between them. Bagnaia, however, was clear in his assessment that Marquez's actions on the track were not driven by any desire to help either him or Martin in the title race. He emphasized that Marquez's motivation came from his competitive spirit and impressive race pace, rather than a strategy to influence the championship outcome. "I think he just wanted to win," Bagnaia said, addressing the speculation. "Today his chances were much better. Yesterday Jorge was very strong, but today Marc had a stronger racing rhythm. Yes, he made a mistake at the start, but once he found his pace, he was unstoppable and he managed to take the win. I don't believe he's thinking about 2015 or about helping anyone in particular. He's here to compete, just like the rest of us." Bagnaia's comments were an attempt to dispel any rumors that Marquez might be intentionally affecting the championship battle. He believed that Marquez's victory was a reflection of his own ambitions and competitive edge, rather than a tactical move to assist one rider over the other. Ultimately, the Italian champion was convinced that Marquez's win was just a natural result of his formidable race pace, which was unmatched on the day, rather than a deliberate attempt to alter the course of the championship. For Bagnaia, it was clear that while Marquez's victory might have had implications for the title race, it was simply the result of a talented rider seizing his opportunity and not a calculated move to sway the championship battle in favor of one rider or another. Ducati Lenovo team manager Davide Tardozzi has once again addressed the swirling rumors that Ducati might be orchestrating team orders to assist their reigning champion Pecco Bagnaia in his fight for the 2024 MotoGP World Championship against his closest rival, Jorge Martin. As the season approaches its climax, with only 3 rounds remaining, the speculation has been intensifying, suggesting that Ducati would prefer to see Bagnaia retain his title, rather than risk Martin, who is set to move to Aprilia next season, taking the crown away. However, Tardozzi was firm in his stance, insisting that all Ducati riders are free to race for themselves, and that there will be no interference in the battle for the championship. The rumors of team orders began to gain traction after a series of incidents throughout the season. Questions arose about Ducati's strategy, especially when it became apparent that Bagnaia and Martin were in a heated contest for the title. The recent race in Australia only fueled the rumors further. Marc Marquez, riding a satellite Ducati bike for Gresini Racing, managed to outpace and beat Martin in the main race, leading to speculation that Marquez's win was a strategic move by Ducati to help Bagnaia's title aspirations. Critics and fans alike began questioning whether Ducati was pulling the strings behind the scenes to ensure their factory rider had the best chance of clinching the championship. Tardozzi, speaking to Spanish media outlet Diario AS on October 22, 2024, sought to clarify the situation once and for all. "There are no bodyguards here," he said, using a metaphor to dismiss the notion that Ducati had set up any form of protection squad around Bagnaia. People have been gossiping that the Pertamina Enduro VR46 racing team, which is affiliated with Ducati, would assist Pecco in his races. But if you watched the last races, you would have seen Marco Bezzecchi, one of the VR46 riders, actually overtaking Bagnaia on the first lap. This clearly shows that there are no hidden alliances. Marc Marquez won his race fair and square. We are committed to clean competition, and no one is going to be told to back off or play a supporting role. This championship is going to be decided by the riders' abilities, not by any directives from Ducati. The issue of team orders is a sensitive one in MotoGP. Although it is common in motorsports for teams to strategize to maximize their chances of winning titles, overt team orders can sometimes undermine the spirit of competition. In this case, the rumors became even more persistent because of how close the championship race is, with Bagnaia and Martin both having a realistic shot at the title. Tardozzi's comments were aimed at reassuring fans and critics alike that Ducati has no intention of interfering with this intense rivalry. "We won't make Jorge or Marc lose out because of any favoritism. This is a fair championship, and Ducati stands for integrity. The best rider will emerge as the champion," he added. Meanwhile, Ducati course general manager Gigi Dall'Igna also stepped forward to address the concerns and clarify Ducati's stance. Dall'Igna's position is particularly significant because, as the head of Ducati's racing operations, he is responsible for ensuring that all Ducati teams, both factory and satellite, operate within a framework of fairness and sportsmanship. He acknowledged that it would be understandable for fans to suspect that Ducati might have a vested interest in helping Bagnaia keep the title. After all, a win for Martin would mean that he takes the #1 plate with him to Aprilia next season, potentially giving Ducati's competitor a boost. However, Dall'Igna was resolute in denying that such concerns would affect how the team manages its riders. "I know what some people might be thinking," Dall'Igna said. "They might think that we, as Ducati, would not want to see Martin leaving us as a champion and taking the title to another manufacturer next year. But if you look back at Ducati's history and my own history in racing, you'll see that we've always played fair. Treating riders with respect and giving them equal opportunities is essential, and this is a sport where that respect is vital. We don't play favorites, and we never will. The race results will be determined by the riders on the track, and not by any behind-the-scenes maneuvers." Dall'Igna's statement underscores Ducati's commitment to the integrity of the sport. He emphasized that the management has always been consistent in their approach to allowing riders to race freely without any restrictions or preferential treatment. "This is not just about the championship, it's about the values that we, as a team, hold dear," he continued. "We believe in winning, but we believe in winning the right way. That means no team orders, no manipulation, and no unfair advantages. Our goal is to see a great battle on the track, and may the best rider win." The comments from both Tardozzi and Dall'Igna have been seen as an effort to dispel any remaining doubts about Ducati's approach as the 2024 MotoGP season draws to a close. Their statements highlight Ducati's philosophy of fair play and respect for all competitors, insisting that the outcome of this year's championship will be determined by the rider's performance on the track, not by strategic decisions made in the paddock. As the championship battle heats up, fans can look forward to seeing Bagnaia, Martin, and the other top riders give it their all in a pure contest of speed, skill, and determination, without any off-track controversies clouding the results. Hey MotoGP fans, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest action.